happy draft pod to you and yours, you beautiful people. That's right, no Broncos pod right now. They're busy OTAing right now. They'll be back very soon. We instead are previewing the upcoming college football season and a far too early 2026 draft conversation. You'd be surprised, but there's a lot of guys we want to kind of fail this season because they'd be amazing Broncos picks. That and so much more starting now. Game's the game, you know? DNVR Draft Pod. We're doing it.
Damn right we are.
Live from downtown Denver on the corner of Colfax and York, right above the DNVR bar from the Toyota Lounge. We are driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Oh man, what a fun time. I kind of like wait for this. I need this one. It's like once the lull of summer hits, I save this podcast for those lulls. I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. We shout out our dear friend Hankster, who's OTAing it up, presumably. Yep. We've got the legend, Dion Smith, on the ones and twos. And I'm joined by the greatest, the Schwan Man, joining me here on this blessed day. Schwan Man, you could not be more excited for this Broncos season, you were telling me.
Yeah, man. Go watch yesterday's Broncos show. Actually,
must watch.
Be careful when you watch that show.
Right. Watch.
You're going to get way too excited.
It needs a disclaimer at the top of the show. It's like, if you're a Broncos fan who hasn't felt feelings of being a true AFC contender in almost a decade, be warned. I mean, this could change your entire personality.
Absolutely.
What it does to my self-confidence as a self-worth, dare I say,
absolutely,
as a human being, to be a Broncos fan when the Broncos are contenders versus not, is trouble. It's troubling what that difference is, because it gives me such a
I know.
I feel like I could take on the world. The Broncos are contenders again. Let's do this.
That's
the
best way to describe it. That's the only way you can describe it. We were in the dark from 2016 to 23.
This is where we belong, Jake.
Absolutely.
We earned this.
No, this is the expectation.
It's our birthright.
Yes.
Yeah.
We deserve it all.
Damn straight. What a great way to start it. Yeah, I'm excited for some J.K. Dobbins big, long runs. I'm all aboard the Pat Bryant hype train. And I'm the preeminent Troy Franklin believer, so I'm ready. I think Troy's going to have some big ones.
I just have dreams of constant big runs being broken into the open field.
Yes.
Bo just throwing rainbows over people.
Yes.
Him running around making plays. The defense is just suffocating other teams.
Defense might be dominant, Jake.
I'm telling you. I've got to calm myself down. It's June 12th.
Oh.
And I'm calming myself down on the Broncos already.
Oh, man. Broncos Tube, you're a legend. Good morning to you, my fine friend. Yeah. Feeling good.
And I know they can feel it too. Everyone can feel it right now.
That's right. Excited for the show that those guys have. Excited for the show, as I mentioned. And yeah, we're going to get into this 2026 draft class. We're going to get into the upcoming college football season, guys to watch, our favorite players, the whole shebang. And how we usually do this, the first episode that we do where we turn that page and get into the upcoming class, is we do a little rivaling top 10s. We rank our top 10s very early, big board work, and we put them to the test. We see how we stack up against one another.
Yep.
And so that's kind of the theme of this. And we'll get sidetracked and talk about things along the way here and
course.
there. And, if you guys got questions, hit us up in the Toyota chat. We're ready to go. Like we're excited for this. Leave us some thumbs up. Let's, let's embarrass the big show and let them know how many more likes we were able to bring home. So
Come on, hit the like button.
we're going to start off just right there, there, Jake.
Mike.
Oh my God, look at that legend out there.
Miss you, dog.
I love it. Happy birthday to Jay.
Happy birthday, J Mike, too.
This Monday. It's been a long week.
Everyone's
already a long
birthday
week.
has been this month.
Everyone's birthday is in June.
Happy birthday, DNVR.
December birthday?
December, yes.
Eesh.
Christmas.
Dion,
Rough one.
when's your birthday? Oh my God.
Ooh.
December, bros. You love that. To my June, bro. Big happy birthday wishes, J
Salute
Mike.
to you, brother.
He's dialing in on the NBA draft right now. It's the kind of animal he is. Yeah, he's got a big one. So, nothing but love to our guy. Let's start. Top tens. Let's do it, Jakester.
Right. Starting at 1.
Starting at 1, we're going 1 to 10. God bless you, Dion. And we'll have time for some honorable mentions. Don't worry, Jake.
For sure.
With the caveat of this is very early, guys.
Yes.
I'll reference it for years to come if I was right about something. I'll reference it probably for years to come if I was wrong about something.
Oh, those are the rules.
It's
of
a
draft,
valuable
analysis.
exercise,
Yeah.
We're not going to hide from it. So, at 1, I'm really interested to see who you got.
So I think there's 2 clear-cut top 2 prospects going into this season.
Yeah.
And the first one, I went with the pass rusher, and I took TJ Parker. What he's done production-wise the last 2 seasons is mind-boggling. As a true freshman and a true sophomore. This is, I don't even know what's more impressive. I'll just read you last year's stats. Last year, he had 57 total tackles, 20 tackles for a loss, 11 sacks, and 6 forced fumbles, which was a Clemson record. Career stats.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Yes, career stats, 89 total tackles, 33 TFLs, 16 and a half sacks, and all 6 forced fumbles came last year. He's a monster.
That production is nutty. You'll look at him, it's a Clemson number 3 edge, and you're like, oh, God. Am I getting my Vic Beasley on again? And he looks a smidge undersized, maybe.
But he's
you watch more of him though. He's 265.
Yes,
healthily.
He's I saw Fran. I think he put a tweet out and compared him to like Bradley Chubb. Like he's a big power rusher.
Yes,
his strength is.
I saw a lot of Jared Verse.
I could totally see that. Absolutely.
He's that more meat and potatoes edge rusher. Mm-hmm. He's not Super Scion Von Miller, where like those guys and Nick Bonito, like my eyes sometimes they'll like. It's like focus on when he turns the angle and like I'll blink and it's like, wait, how did he go from being the guy was in front of him to pass?
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
No, it's more brute
power
strength,
edge,
great hands too.
Power edge,
great hands. He can get himself off blocks.
How many he's just chopping people's arms off and forcing fumbles. You don't get 6 and 12 13 games, my brother.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? That's stupid.
Yeah, he's an animal. Go watch the Pitt game. Go watch those highlights if you haven't.
That's the most impressive stat I've heard. I did not realize the forced fumbles were at that level.
He had like 2 or 3 of them in the Pitt game. It was crazy.
Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yep.
Well, there's not an O in Phoenix. Phoenix.
Sure.
We'll take it.
Never been there.
We'll take it.
Who do you got?
Yeah, Broncos too. Jeremiyah Smith. We're all on Jeremiyah Smith.
I mean, real quick, he would probably be top 3 if he was eligible, at least.
In this class?
Yeah.
Set and forget 1. I'm not even thinking about it. Okay. I think so.
It's fair. That's totally fair.
I think so. It's a good one, Jake. What's fun about these is I always come in thinking like, this is just going to be chalk, isn't it? And then it'll be like that, where it's like, oh, nope, we're going to have some fun with this one. And that's what I love about it. Okay. Give me, I'm at 1. I'm taking Caleb Downs,
Yep.
the former Alabama safety and Ohio State safety who transferred over and had an incredible season, was really the leader of that that defense, that secondary. I saw some people are a little lower on him, like, overrating
we're
a
already
box
getting-
safety.
We're already getting prospect fatigue with him.
Yes, we are. We are. What's it? Caleb Downs. So he's the safety for Ohio State, former Alabama. No, he's not back-to-back national championship because
No.
with Bama they made it to the national semi
They lost to Michigan.
and lost to Michigan. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. He does have the game-sealing interception in the Natty last year.
Had
He's
one against Texas too that sealed that game.
Yes, has had punt returns returned for a touchdown in back-to-back seasons for both Ohio State and Alabama. I think that's where. So yes, he can play some box safety. I think what's appealing about him is like Jahdae Barron, like some of the safety prospects and nickel prospects we analyzed in this past draft class. He can do it all. He can be a box safety. He can play nickel. He can play too high. He can be matched up in the slot against a big tight end. Terrence Ferguson, he has a great pass deflection in one of those Oregon games lined up. And then he's also an absolute bat out of hell coming downhill. But he's also got all-world speed where in 2 of the absolute elite programs in the country, where you have 5-star upon 5-star to choose from to have as guys to return your punts. When it's like, we got to have it, we need this punt to count and be returned, he's the guy. He's the freak athlete among the freak athletes.
Yes.
And he's had multiple interceptions both seasons. I don't have concerns about his ball skills. I think that's what appeals a lot about this kid. So he's rangy. He's tough as hell. Him and Tyler Warren had some great battles with Warren blocking and him coming downhill. So he's just a phenomenal prospect who, I mean, similar to Jeremiyah Smith, I think Caleb Downs is a guy who would have been a top 15 pick if he could have come out as a freshman, if he could have come out as a sophomore. It's kind of like, yeah, no, not much of a question. He checks off every box. He's got those super high-end traits. The position, it's a bit of beauty in the eye of the beholder, right? Like, how valuable is it to have a do-it-all safety or a do-it-all nickel defender? But as far as blue chippers who make me feel really safe,
Yes.
who I'm like, yeah, I have very little concern putting my name to this kid and being like, yeah, in a couple of years, we'll be talking about him as one of the exciting young players in the league. Even if he was like bigger Brian Branch, pretty happy with that outcome. No problem for me, you know? So yeah, Caleb Downs. It's hard to put a safety first overall. I don't think I've ever done that. I bet you Jalen Ramsey came into that season maybe
Derwin
top
was
3.
probably up there preseason.
Derwin was up there. Jamal Adams I was never that high on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this kid's got got everything lined up for himself to be best safety I've ever graded or studied in the 12 years I've been doing this.
Yep. He's number 2 for me. I mean, I totally understand if you'd put him number 1. I had that debate. Honestly, I just asked myself, why wouldn't I put TJ Parker number 1? He's the pass rusher.
Right.
Has this crazy production.
Right.
I haven't seen many people have TJ Parker number 1, but last night when I'm going through this whole thing, I was like, why not? Why is he not?
You made a strong case with the production. For me, the thing that just not reluctant, but gets me to pump the brakes just a smidge on TJ Parker is the Verse Bradley Chubb comps, right? He's more of the meat and potatoes than that alien with like outrageous upside and ceiling, you know?
For sure. And that's, I mean, especially Broncos fans, you bring that name Bradley Chubb up, comparing him to a top pass rusher, and you're going to get some hesitation.
Right.
But I just picked the pass rusher over him. Caleb Downs, though, is a legitimate athlete. I remember like a year ago when, Travis Hunter's hype was outrageous. He was saying Caleb Downs, like, I could play both ways too. And I totally believe him. He could if he wanted to. He's that athletic.
Punt returns speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned it all. He can do everything. He can play center field. He can play too high. He can play in the slot, play in the box. He comes downhill like a bat out of hell. He's a great player.
Love it. We've gotten through 2 prospects in 15 minutes. Time for a quick break. We'll be back on the other side. But first, did I miss the screen?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. There we are. We talked about it. Doldrums of summer.
Uh-huh.
It's time to choose chill, my man. It's time to choose chill.
Thank you for reminding me.
I play this tag game with my daughter where instead of tagging each other, we throw balls at each other.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's fun. We get to throw balls from the hammock. The ball thrower has to sit on the hammock. Holy cow. Talk about choosing chill and relaxing. Yeah. And you know what goes really well with that? Some nice Coors Light, a little silver bullet for you. I was enjoying some at the Landy event. Talk about choose and chill. It's perfect beer for any time. Goes down so smooth, so cold.
Does it go down better when you're wearing a full suit?
It does. Yes, I would agree with that. Yep. You choose chill in a full suit.
Hell yeah.
You got to kind of counteract it a little bit.
I mean, you said it, man.
Exactly. Choose chill this winter and reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/ you guessed it, DNVR. Or you can find it pretty much anywhere. Yeah, it's Coors Light, guys. That sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. You know it. And they shout out to our friends at Bet365. I bet you they have some early draft props up already.
Let's check.
They're the best.
Tell me about them. I'll go check.
Right now, as an official partner of the Denver Nuggets, proud partner of that league, they've got this insane SGP offer going on for the NBA Finals right now, where winners can participate in this incredible deal. Opt in and build out an SGP with your first scorer, bucket getter, who gets the first rebound of the game and who gets the first assist. That 3 parlay put together, aside from the odds are nutty, I'm betting like 5 to win thousands. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, if yours hits, you're eligible to be selected to win $100K in bonus bets.
Let's go.
Then imagine putting that on like Shedeur Sanders to win Rookie of the Year, you know? Mm-hmm. And then that turns into
Denver
real
Broncos
dollars.
to win the Super Bowl.
Oh my God. That's right. And then I'll come on this show with just a brick of cash. Mm-hmm. I let brick of cash use that as a phone. Yeah. Best gag in the world. Talk about choose and chill right there. So Bet365, I have dreams. And they've got solutions for my dreams. And they've got draft props already.
They do. We only have first overall pick.
But perfect for today's show.
Yeah, perfect. First 6 guys are all quarterbacks. First non-quarterback, Caleb Downs.
Nice.
We will talk a lot of quarterbacks here.
Nice. Love that. So yeah. And also when you sign up using our code DNVR365 in the description, QR code there, link in the description, you get $150 in bonus bets, win, lose, or draw. All you have to do is minimum deposit $10, minimum bet $5. So yeah, let's do it. Let's be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay. Yeah. Jake, I've done a lot of talking. Take us away. Number 2, you told us it's Caleb Downs. Mm-hmm. Number 3sies then.
I'm going to go Caden Proctor at number 3.
Caden Proctor. And that's my number 2.
Okay. Maybe he could join this group in terms of cleanest prospects at this point. So maybe it is a top 3, and after that you really kind of get a little bit more muddy. But Caden Proctor, comes in as a 5-star tackle, starts right away at Alabama, has some struggles, but really settles in nicely.
Yeah, that freshman year took a second, but then once they got going, boy, did they get going.
Towards the end of that year, when they went on their run, they made the CFP. He really settled in, Had a great year last year.
Yeah.
That's just the expectation for him to have another, shutdown year at left tackle. They're going to have a new quarterback under center. It could be a young guy. We don't really know at this point. He's going to be a big reason, why the next quarterback at Alabama will be set up for success at least.
No doubt. Guys, yes, this is a franchise left tackle. He's wide.
Mm-hmm.
It's powerful.
Yeah, he is.
Iowa kid. Corn-fed.
Yep.
Big country boy. 360, 370 he's playing at.
He's a mammoth.
Menace in the run game. Just
Violent.
like, yeah. Yep. Just wide. Anchor's incredible. Comes downhill. This is a Sean Payton type of O-lineman.
Oh, he would love Caden Proctor.
He would be fantastic. And one of those guys where, like, you see him, you're like, yeah, he can do it. He can do it at a high level.
Mm-hmm. If
for some reason it didn't work out, this guy's got a backup plan at guard that's going to work out. I shouldn't even say it.
No, say it.
There's some stuff where I'm like, boy, you move him at guard, he could have some like Larry Allen to his game.
Okay.
Like he's that kind of like massive mammoth ass kicker.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to me he's a blue chipper all day, every day. And to think Saban brought in Proctor and Downs in the same exact recruiting class.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. So yeah, I love that kid. Lots of high-end offensive tackles in this class.
Yes, we're going to talk about more of them.
Fairly highly touted. He's maybe not even the consensus top guy.
No.
But he is for us, and I think he's a guy we've definitely been chatting about for a minute now, for a couple years. And I'm pretty excited to see what he can do in his junior season.
Definitely. It's a big year for him.
Yeah, it is.
He could really shoot his way up into the top 3, top 5. But we've seen these Alabama offensive linemen, they go high. I mean, even if he struggles, you can almost Sharpie him in as a first-round pick.
You start at offensive tackle for Alabama, you're going pretty high, and that's been the case at least 12 years. At least 12 years, yeah. DJ Fluker went 11th overall, and he wasn't very good. I don't know. Basically, you're starting offensive tackle at Bama most of the time. You're a top 15 pick. I guess I'll go with my third since we are 3 deep. And maybe I'm undervaluing TJ Parker here, but I had Jeremiyah Love.
Wow, I love that.
I had Jeremiyah Love.
Let's go, man.
The Notre Dame running back. What a season he had. One of these more upright backs. Mm-hmm. Little AP-esque. But then has those more long-limbed backs who just have those like explosive limbs, you know? Yeah. And for a back who's got good size, he was a real home run threat. His contact balance is really noticeable. His agility, and he's got nice power, man. Mm-hmm. He's a nice downhill back who will break tackles in space. So I think he has the opportunity to go quite high and be another of these running backs who's going top 10-ish, closer to just being a first round back. And yeah, he just checks off a lot of boxes and has me quite excited for what he could do, especially behind that Notre Dame offensive line.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
All those guys, that whole O-line's returning, basically.
Notre Dame's going to be really strong. They returned a lot of guys.
Yeah, and I mean, very little tread on his tires. 28 receptions, 237 yards in the air. There's something there.
But only 163 carries last year.
I know. I love
production.
I love it. 6.9 per carry, 17 tuds on the ground. Mm-hmm. Wow.
He's not a big back, 6 foot 206. But he's got some power to his game. He's got some nasty stiff arms. He also had a 98-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty well-rounded. He'll probably show up in my list, but he'll be towards the back end. I love you calling your shot on him, though.
The hurdle he pulls off again on Army going into the end zone, I was like, whoa.
Pure athlete.
Yikes, man. And 206, yeah, not big, but that's not small either, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So no, that's my third back. It's pretty high, but I like it.
My 4.
Please.
All right, we're going to start this quarterback conversation.
Let's go.
I've got Garrett Nussmeier, number 1 going into the season.
Nussy, huh?
I really like his
Get
arm.
it on the Nuss bus.
I really like his arm. I like him throwing on the move.
He's good at that. He's
a
good.
very confident thrower. It gets him into trouble a lot, and that's where a lot of the holdups are going to come with him for sure. But man, when it's on time and he's, again, he's confident and it finds its target, he's making some incredible tight window throws. He's a good athlete too, kind of underrated in that department, I think. Has played sneakily kind of a lot of college football, actually.
Where was he prior to LSU?
He's been at LSU since 21.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He played 18 games before this last season, in 18 games at least. He threw, well over 100 passes before he became the full-time starter this last year.
Yeah.
Only completed 64% of his passes. That's got to go up, but had 4,052 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And then, the rushing stats aren't good because of sacks in college football, but I'm telling you,
Let's fix that, by the way.
It's so dumb.
Enough of this garbage.
But yeah, he can move around and get himself out of situations in terms of he's the best pure thrower of the football, I think, at this point, which is why I put him at 1. He does have a lot of room to grow, but you know what, Dre? We're going to say that with all these quarterbacks that we talk about. They have all put some bad tape out there already in their careers. They've all made some dumb mistakes. They all have their negatives to them.
Yeah.
So I'm just picking the guy at this point who is basically just throws the prettiest football.
That's right.
So yeah.
And let me ask you, Jake, are we trying to evaluate and project what these guys are in the future? Or are we basically treating these prospects as if we were like judges in a gymnastics competition and trying to knock them for what they show on tape?
So I have decided, at least when it comes to quarterbacks, I'm going in every year now with a clean slate. Because I'm tired of getting burnt on, I've watched this guy for 4 years already. He has a good 5th year. He can't possibly be this good in the NFL. Well, guess what? Players learn and they grow and they get better over time. So I'm going to stop doing that, or try to stop doing that at least. But
your fresh perspective theory.
I'm trying.
I love this.
But how I'm doing this list is basically just how good of a football player. Like if the draft was tomorrow, this is how I would rank them on a board, I think. That's how I'm approaching this.
I like it. He's 11th on my list, so just barely made the cut. There's a lot I like, similar to TJ Parker. I've got some questions about the overall ceiling, the overall upside.
I could see that.
But I liked a lot. Frankly, I was a bit surprised he didn't declare.
He could have if he wanted to.
I thought he had a really nice opportunity in this draft class. Certainly I would have taken him ahead of Jackson Dart.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that much. Mm-hmm. Watching them both side by side, SEC play, that shouldn't be a hot take. Mm-hmm. That should be kind of a consensus take. Richard Esperanza, which shout out my guy. Asking do Broncos go D-line. D-line, O-line, I think would be top your list.
If everything goes according to plan, absolutely.
I think wide receiver could be in the mix as well.
Definitely could, yeah.
Yeah, after that, I think that's where you start, for sure.
Shoot, we're at the point we're talking safeties and linebackers or something in the first round now. Literally best player.
True. Don't mind that at all. I'll give you my 4th on the other side. We're going to drive on over to that one on the other side because we got to give a shout out to our friends at Toyota. You know all about Toyota. The just phenomenal partner, phenomenal car, phenomenal company, phenomenal Colorado car. All-wheel, four-wheel drive, SUVs, trucks. I mean, they're a staple for Toyota. And the perfect Colorado car, just take off. Let's get lost. Go west, young man. Just get lost in the mountains. Take a nice little road trip, nice little drive out there. You ever been to Tiny Town, Colorado, Dion? Would highly suggest. They've got a little model of Tiny Town within Tiny Town.
Oh,
it's literally a
Townception.
That's exactly right. It's amazing. And a Toyota could get you there. Any of our colleagues who drive Toyotas, they absolutely swear by their Toyotas. There's people who have stories of how Toyotas kept them safe and their families safe in accidents. How Toyota customer care took good care of them while they were stranded out on a
true story
on the highway. You name it. We've got people swearing up and down about Toyota, and it's all good stuff. There's also been phenomenal to work with, which goes a long way for me. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. That's right. That's my hood. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. And speaking of let's go places, yeah, baby, this summer, DNVR events galore.
Oh, yeah.
You guys in on Ryan Day at Coors Field? Because we are. Rooftop Friday, 6/20. It's happening. Whole gaggle, do you say that?
Yes, you can.
Of DNVR crew is going to be out there. You're all invited to join us. Just rooftopping it on a Friday, taking in the vibes, maybe wearing some paper bags over our heads, having a fun time.
I'm trying to find a shirt that says I'm with Ryan.
Oh, man, that'd be...
Yeah.
Should we order those?
Everyone's friend.
Yeah. Amazing golf tournaments coming up in July, in August. We're going to have some incredible days coming up at the bar. Might even have some soccer watch parties coming up with this Gold Cup.
Let's go.
You never know. You know how you would know, though. thednvr.com/events, QR code right there, link in the description. And you're saying, well, look, Andre, I've got summer plans already. I'm ready to go to London to watch the Broncos. Boom, join us. Let's do it, baby.
Yep.
Check it out. Check out our trips. All sorts of great stuff. Bus travel's coming up. We're going to have some amazing tailgates. You name it, man. DNVR never sleeps, and DNVR events is the prime example of that. So, yeah. Bless you all in the Toyota chat. So nice seeing you and some great comments. Also, Jake, if you want to do 2 minutes on Will Sheppard,
yeah,
the floor is yours, because a very Sean Payton-y type of wide receiver. We noticed them, and Ryan Green, our guy, our superstar videographer, put that out, how Sean and him conversed after his pro day. He also, at the pro day, had people oohing and awing for his insane vert jump. So, yeah, wide receiver, very well. And even though it's just a tryout, there might be a little more there.
He's been there all 3 days of minicamp.
For Sheppard, yeah.
We'll see if he officially gets signed. But a good player, man. He's a big receiver. You guys already know, Sean Payton just loves the big guys who have massive catch radiuses, can block out dudes in the red zone.
Yeah.
And are just big targets. And the thing with Will Sheppard, too, he can kind of stretch the field a bit. He's not a burner, but he does have, for a big guy, it's impressive speed. You're not going to say he's slow at all.
Cortland Sutton-esque.
Sure, absolutely.
Do you remember what his 40 was at the pro day?
Sheppard?
Was it a low 4.5?
He had a good one at the pro day. I think he ended up low 4.5s.
Yeah. Plus the explosiveness on the jumps. And one of the most productive wideouts in recent SEC history.
Yes, he was.
If not overall SEC history.
Before he got to Colorado, he was Vanderbilt's number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
He was one of the most productive SEC wide receivers in his time in college football. The 3-4 years he was at Vanderbilt, he was like top 10 in SEC production in that time at Vanderbilt before Diego Pavia, like playing with terrible quarterbacks. He goes and plays with Shador. He has some really big plays. Of course, using that frame and catch radius. But I think he's a really nice fit, man. He balled out at the East-West Shrine Bowl practices when that was going on.
Right,
in February.
you were there. I forgot all about
Yep.
that. In fact, all sorts of videos from those workouts on our YouTube channel that you can check out.
Yeah, he's just a good player. I'm really rooting for him. Was signed by the Bucks as an undrafted free agent. Failed a physical. No idea why. I couldn't tell you. But
Right,
yeah,
because he didn't miss any time
No.
at Colorado, right?
no, he did. I do think he had a shoulder injury at one point during the season. So I don't know if it was something to do with that. But yeah, he's a good football player, and Sean Payton was talking to him after the pro day and all that. Like, yeah, the interest is real.
Love that. Well, speaking of Buffs wide receivers or former wide receivers, you gave your fourth already.
I did.
It's my time for my fourth.
Do it.
These two gentlemen know him well because they were on the team and covering the team when he was at Colorado. Jordyn Tyson, the ASU wide receiver, just a year removed from what was it, ACL surgery?
Yeah.
Was an absolute star for the Sun Devils as they made their way to the college football playoffs. An incredible 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns in the air on just 75 receptions. Much like Caden Proctor would be an ideal offensive lineman for a Sean Payton offense, so would Jordyn Tyson. Like the guy, the athleticism just jumps off as a kick returner. The yak ability is natural. Some inside-outside versatility, right? Where I even saw some plays at ASU where they're having him run out the backfield. They are using him in tighter formations. He's like if Puka Nacua was more of a freak athlete. Like he's that kind of like competitive, tough guy, inside-outside versatility. Really like him at the catch point.
Yep.
Ability to adjust to the ball mid-air. And he's a freak athlete. And I also think like Javonte Williams, right? Last year was his first year back from ACL. I think it's natural to be like, look, you can't expect him to be at 100% of his athleticism. In fact, I think he might surprise some people with the Cowboys next year and show you more burst than we saw last season. What if Jordyn Tyson does that same thing, shows you more burst than he did as a sophomore last year at ASU?
Yeah.
He's already, to me, kind of the consensus top wide receiver and what is a fairly weak wide receiver. I mean, in fact, dare I say the weakest of the 2020s where we have been spoiled.
We were due.
Spoiled. It's been freaky stuff. It's, we've talked about this a ton. There's all greater ramifications at all levels of football why this is, right? It's 7-on-7s in Texas. It's the advent of spread and air raid and more wide open offensive concepts where, 3 wide receivers are by default in the NFL. 4 wide receivers are by default in college football. And that's just like opened up all these freak athletes. More of them are playing wide receiver. More of them come out in the draft. And we've just been in an all-time decade of just phenoms coming out at the position.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of, and NIL plays into this as well, there's just a little lack for that high-end talent than we've been used to in the 2020s. Jordyn Tyson, though, I would not say that about. And, yeah, man, if he not only replicates what we saw a year ago, but is able to improve on it, yikes.
Totally.
Like, then we're really talking about this guy.
Totally. He'll make my list, too. He's the top wide receiver coming into the season. The thing that he did at Colorado in 2022, him and Dion were the entire offense, honestly, that year.
Yeah.
They didn't really have a quarterback, and Jordyn Tyson still was putting up 21.4 yards of reception that year. Had 4 touchdowns, had a kick return touchdown. He was their deep threat. They would just send him on flies, hope he could get behind someone, and that's what they would do to try and score points that season. But yeah, he's a really exciting player. I think you might be able to see some of them when you're talking about getting healthier and coming back to form. That deep threat, I think you'll start to see a little bit more of that too.
Yep.
And that'll really round out his game. But yeah, had a nice season this last year. He's going to be fun to watch. And he's like their guy this year. I mean, last year it was Cam Scadaboo that got them to where they were. There's a lot of Sam Levitt hype going around right now, and it's because of Jordyn Tyson.
Yeah, and then you keep Dillingham. I mean, that offense should be humming. I put out that Puka comp. Is there any comp you'd come up with?
Oh, man. I don't think I have one right now. Do you have one, Dion?
Dion's thinking big sigh right now, thinking of this comp. I'm not sure off the top of my head right now. Yeah, it's a tough one to come up with. There's some Rondale Moore to me, too. Which, I mean, Rondale didn't work out like we thought.
Okay. Yeah,
a little Deshaun Jackson, but I mean, bigger than Deshaun, 6'1", 195. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that tells you, though, Deshaun Jackson's a good one, actually. I mean, that tells you the kind of, like, ceiling this kid's athleticism has.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So, yeah, I went heavy on the skill players in the top 5. If I told you.
I love it.
I had 2 skill players in my top 5, and neither's a quarterback. You might have been surprised, but yeah,
that's
here
fine.
we are.
I'll carry the quarterback ones because I got another one next.
Please.
Right behind Garrett Nussmeier, I've got my guy Lenoris Sellers.
Ooh,
I know he's got a lot to work on, especially as a passer.
Between the two of us, consensus QB1 though.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready to do it. I almost put him over Nuss. He's the one I'm most excited about coming into this season. But
that upside is intriguing, let me tell you.
There's going to be another Clemson guy I'm going to talk about at some point on the defensive line here.
Yes. Yes. They have 2 top 10 D linemen, and you watch that South Carolina tape, and you're like, what is this kid doing?
Absolutely.
Like,
he won them that game.
Yes.
He won them.
Outrageous. What an athlete he is.
And it's crazy. There's so many snaps where it's like he's at the middle of a black hole. And the Clemson defense is just closing in on him, and he somehow gets out every time and runs for 30 extra yards.
Yes, Jake.
He's amazing to watch. He's maybe not as fast as like Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, but he's got that agility that they have. Like he's super quick, cut on a dime.
And listed at 6'3", 242.
Oh, he's got some clips where he barrels through people.
And I would have guessed he's half that. Like because he moves so well, I would have guessed 6'2", 215.
Right. Like I could see someone like comparing almost to like Kyler. Like that's how he moves almost in the open field.
Yes.
Yeah, he's so much fun to watch. I can't wait to see what he and South Carolina do this season. They're one of my teams to watch in terms of, a real surprise to be a good team this year.
Arms live.
It is, yes. He's got some nice plays, nice throws. It's just the consistency.
Consistency as a passer.
The stats actually aren't that bad.
Be more natural.
So last year,
accuracy, ball placement.
He completed 65.6% of his passes.
That's good.
Only threw for 2,500 yards, but had 18 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yep.
Rushing wise, only had 674 on the ground and 7 touchdowns. I fully think that he
But
could
like
have
how much of that's being alleviated by the 33 sacks?
Of course, of course. It's so dumb. And he's the type that runs around, is going to lose extra yardage on a few sacks too. But he's a real candidate to have like a 3,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yard season. Like he should be in the Heisman conversation.
In the Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts genre. Like arms live, sizes plus, athleticism's plus, puts it all together. Watch out. This guy could be a threat. He slots in the 6th spot for me. Who slots in the 5 spot is Klesman D lineman Peter Woods. Interior D lineman like Brian Bursey. Yeah, that was his name.
Yep.
Wearing number 11. And very Mason Graham-y. He's very Mason Graham-y. Outproduced Mason Graham by that much. But like you look at their statistical profiles, the tape, so much of them's like, oh yeah, these guys are very similar. Set and forget run defender to where like that alone would make him a top 15 pick. And then the movement, the upside, the fact that he did this as just a true sophomore, very high on him and what he can do in his 3rd and presumably final year at Clemson. I just think floor-wise, probably the highest floor of anyone on the defensive side in this class.
His lateral mobility is insane. Watching him like follow stretch runs to the boundary and all that, he is moving that entire time and moving people while he's doing it.
And they have no problem. Wide 9, hand in the ground as an edge, maybe shaded more as a 5 technique, more as a 3 technique, or like right over center as a as a 0 tech. Like zero problems with that. Very versatile all over.
Yeah, Clemson's going to be tough to beat this year, and go back to last year. The offense was ugly at times. Klubnik did struggle at times, and they won a lot of, slobber knocker games, like 14-10, and it's because of these two guys. It's because of their defensive line and their defense, and that's going to be why they're going to a national force again this year. I have them 7 on mine. I've got one more guy in between.
Go to us.
I've got Francis Mauigoa.
Ooh, okay.
The Miami tackle.
Yes.
You want to talk about highlight reels?
He was playing right tackle.
Yes, he is. Yeah. You want to talk about highlight reels? That guy is throwing people around. He is running out on screens, moving people. I've seen people compare him to Penei Sewell, and I think Penei Sewell's offensive line coach is the offensive line coach at Miami now.
Right, because Penei was a Cristobal guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So he does play right tackle. I don't know if he'll play tackle in the NFL. He could be a guard. But,
yeah.
He's another really, really solid offensive tackle in this class.
With the like super duper high end trades. I wonder.
Big boy too.
I watch him and wonder, is he Jonah Savanea from last year? You know, is he more in that range? But I'm very intrigued by his tools. Very.
Yeah, he's listed at I don't have a weight, but he's 6'6". He's a 6'6", 315. Then after that, I would have Peter Woods at 7. PFF actually has him graded as the highest returning run defender at defensive tackle and the highest pass rush win rate at defensive tackle coming into this season.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And we talk about how like those guys are really valuable to the NFL.
Yes.
Really valuable.
Yep.
Great. We've got a top 6 in place for me, a top 7 in place for you. It's time. It's time. Give me Arch Manning at 7.
Let's do it.
Yeah. The upside is no joke for this kid, who also, like some of the other kids that I've praised and kind of put my stamp of approval on, in a situation that's as good a situation as any. Sark's offense, being in there for 3 years, already getting some experience. We'll see how they replace their offensive tackles. That's really my only concern.
It's Texas.
It's literally Texas. They'll be just fine.
Yes.
The wide receivers will be otherworldly, as will the running backs.
They got some young guys who...
Yeah.
Ryan Wingo had a good year last year.
Right.
Aaron Butler's a guy to watch out for on that team.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Butler.
Yeah, the atomic buff.
Oh,
what could have been.
Sad. So, yeah, Arch was hard for me, but what he's shown already on some of the deep balls, some of the athleticism, some of just the cool and calm and collectedness, the fact that he's a Manning and like has some polish already as a guy who just can stand in the pocket and read stuff. Set up really nicely. Now, is it fool's gold to even rank him because maybe he's more of a prospect in 2027?
Could be.
And he stays in school? We will find out soon enough. But it was hard for me to go any higher. It's hard for me to go any lower though too.
I'm about the same with him, man.
Yeah.
I would consider myself an Arch believer. There's a lot of, I think, slander on him coming into the season, and maybe it's due to his last name and all that, but
which, look, I do think like there's some of like he's been anointed earlier than he should.
Sure.
And it's not lost on me that like he played kind of small time high school football in Louisiana.
He was a number 1 overall recruit.
The polish he's received at Texas encourages me quite a bit, you know?
And he's a legit athlete, man. I mean, that's the most impressive part about him is when he runs the football.
Fran was comping him to Josh Allen.
Joel Klatt threw out Trevor Lawrence.
And yet, when you see the high-end flashes, it's like, I see it.
Absolutely.
They ain't wrong.
Yeah.
The prototypical size goes a long way, too.
Yeah.
Like with everything else we just said about him, you add that to the mix. Oof. And he's just, he's been in the spotlight since the time he was 16. I think that helps.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, man.
You think the Saints tank can get him?
Well, they could do that for Nussmeier because his dad is the OC there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
How great for them.
Crazy.
Now we're going to find out Sellers is from Louisiana as well.
He might be.
We're going to keep this rolling. We've just got 10 more minutes, my fine sir.
Where are we at? Is it me or you?
It's you. I went Arch.
Then I've got
Arches in
Jordyn
my
Tyson
shoe.
next.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, probably coming into the season, the top wide receiver. There are some guys in this class. When we get to honorable mentions, there are some guys that I think really have breakout potential that could be
I want to.
the top wide receiver, but I'll put him next.
Also, nice little corner class, even though I don't have any corners in my top 10. There's a few I want to bring up. Okay. Give me Anthony Hill from Texas, number 0, linebacker. Dude can fly.
Tell me about him.
I
didn't watch him last
Sideline to sideline, coming downhill, dropping back in coverage. He is everywhere. One of those guys I would use the term omnipresent, which I like to use from time to time. It might be blasphemous. Makes plays behind the line of scrimmage as well. This is a kid who, Jake, in just 2 seasons as a true freshman and sophomore, already as an off-ball linebacker, has 13 sacks to his name.
Wow.
Has over 20 tackles for a loss to his name. Last season had 113 tackles. And I just think that Texas defense, 2 years ago, Byron Murphy, Tavondre Sweat. Last year, Jahdae Barron. This year, it's Anthony Hill.
Yeah.
He's the star.
And that's also why I'm not worried about Texas. That, again,
100%, dude. 100%.
They just have dudes.
I think he's like right now a better version of Giad Campbell. With a little more like downhill run stuffing. Like he's already more polished. While Giad, he was still figuring out that kind of stuff at this juncture of the season. Love him. Guy that anytime I watch Texas, number 0 really stood out to me. And freak athlete. I think like Caleb Downs at safety, one of those rare guys at linebacker that could actually be in the top 10 conversation. Also had an interception last year. Like I like the way he moves in coverage.
Love it. I'd go Arch next.
Nice.
Again, yeah, just doesn't have nearly as much prior experience as a lot of these quarterbacks, but I think the ceiling is just as high, if not higher, than all of them.
100%. TJ Parker is at 9 for me.
Sweet.
All the other guys are kind of freaky athletes or like at positions where I'm like, yeah, the upside gives them the slight edge over Parker. This is kind of where rubber met the road, and I got to have the top edge rusher in the class and a guy who I think is a set and forget top 20 pick in most drafts.
Yep.
Pencil him in. That production's. Yeah.
My last guy?
Please.
I went with Ruben Bain, the edge from Miami.
Yes, sir.
So monstrous true freshman season in 2023. 44 tackles, 13 TFLs, 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a pass broken up. Got hurt last year. I think middle of the year. He only played 9 games, but he missed like the stretch in the middle, came back towards the end of the year. Didn't really have, too much production. It's 23 tackles, 6 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. I'm not sure what the injury was, but he has what TJ Parker doesn't in terms of the bend and just like smoke through a keyhole almost. The way he just like slides through blocks, like he'll slide between the tackle and the back and pass pro. He's relentless too. The guy is just, the motor is out of control. He'll chase quarterbacks all around the backfield. There's times you think he's dead on the play. His rush is over.
Right.
And he just, comes out of a pile of 3 dudes and all of a sudden he's tackling the quarterback.
Yep. He's an interesting one. I'm really intrigued to see what he can produce this season. Really intrigued because he's a pretty high-end talent. Speaking of high-end talent, really disappointing sophomore season after some flashes as a freshman that had me saying crazy stuff. He's transferred to Georgia.
Oh my God, please. Yes, dude.
I'm taking wide receiver and kick return phenom.
Yes.
Zachariah. Is he an actual Zachariah?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'm not mispronouncing his first name.
No, you're not.
Zachariah Branch, the former USC kick returner. For years, I've said Lamar Jackson, best guy I've ever evaluated, just as someone who runs with the ball in his hands. Ashton Genty, I think, was in his league. Zachariah Branch, also in those two guys' leagues.
Pure electricity.
One of the most electric, spectacular, just athletes, blazers I have ever watched.
He's
And
a blur.
we know how the NFL has a hard-on for speed. If he can just get back to what he did as a freshman at USC, the upside, the flashes alone will get him. And if he puts it all together and can demonstrate those flashes consistently, then he could be the front runner to win the Heisman next year.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. I'm glad you put him on this list.
Another guy, like, please disappoint again, Zachariah, and come to the Broncos, because
Yes.
Sean Payton would know what to do with you.
Shut it down at the end of October.
Dude,
you don't need the rest of those games.
Truly.
He's amazing, man. I'm glad you put him on this list. I thought about it.
Yeah, I can't quit him.
The production, though, he's gotta have a good year in that department.
Yeah.
That's really it, though.
Yep.
I mean, you watch him, and it's just like you move differently. Averaged 20 yards a punt return, his freshman year at USC. Averaged 18 yards, a kick return. Had one touchdown in each of those, but only has 3 receiving touchdowns in his career to this point. He's got to show more as a wide receiver.
100%. He could be Isaiah Bond.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, I mean, how high does Bond go if it wasn't for the off-field stuff? God only knows too, you know? But
Right.
So there you go. You've got 4 minutes. Who do you feel bad on your honorable mention side of things?
Okay, well, then I got to shout out my guy, DJ McKinney at cornerback for Colorado.
Yes.
Maybe not top 10, but I think he's definitely in the first-round conversation at this
Has
point.
the high-end traits and talent, though, to be in that discussion.
Yep, Malik Muhammad at Texas is a good player, too, at cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, corner alone, you've got him, Jermon McCoy at Tennessee, I think could have a really special season. Dalen Everett from Georgia, I think, has a lot, and people are really high on Avian Terrell, another Clemson defender, and Takario Davis, who transferred to Washington. I mean, that corner class promises to be pretty awesome. How does this happen to me every year?
What?
I'm always high on the USC guys. Thank God for Branch transferring out, but Jacoby Lane last year,
Yeah.
limited catches, but was like top 5 in the country with receiving touchdowns. And Kamari Ramsey, the safety, I think has a lot of juice. Suntarine Perkins, the Ole Miss, like undersized. I can't even call him an edge. I think he's more of a strong side linebacker. Him and Harold Perkins from LSU will be fun.
Yep.
Strong side linebacker, undersized edge prospects to talk about. Utah's got 2 offensive tackles. We'll be all over.
Yeah, Spencer Fano was one I thought about putting in my top 10.
Big
He's
time.
just a little undersized. He moves extremely well, though.
Big time. The Penn State backfield, they've got 2 running backs and Katron Allen, Nick Singleton, and Drew Aller at the quarterback. We'll be keeping an eye on them. And Jaden Roberts, the right guard for Alabama, I think as high-end talent as any guard, just needs to put it together consistently and just have a healthy season this year.
I'm not closing the book on Carson Beck. He's got one of the best tackles, as we talked about in college football.
Yeah.
Let's just see how it plays out this year.
Yeah.
I think he can definitely play his way back in. You mentioned the Penn State backs. Michigan's got a back in Justice Haynes, Alabama transfer, who's expected to be really good. Look out for Jaden Ott, transfer from Cal to Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma might be exciting this year. Wide receivers, just some more guys. You mentioned Zachariah Branch, Evan Stewart at Oregon, of course.
Yep.
This guy's had a rough start to his career, but he's just a physical specimen. Nick Harbor, if he can figure it out.
Where's he at?
South Carolina. He's a track star, and he's like 6'4", 6'5", like 220, 30 pounds.
With Sellers throwing at him.
Yes. Casey Concepcion at Texas A&M. That wide receiver is a really good one as well. It was almost a buff. Tight ends, your boy Oscar Delp. I'm looking at him, especially coming into this year. Edge players, Mateo Uyunglele at Oregon. He's someone to watch out for. He could crush into the top 10 3 games into the season if he has what a lot of people think he can do. David Bailey's a good edge player. He transferred to Texas Tech, I think. Former Stanford edge rusher.
Yeah, there's some good ones. It's a fun class, lots of talent at the premier positions, but maybe less of a consensus up top than in years past. So that'll be fun. And yeah, man, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back next week, probably with Hankster, who gets a little OTA break before camp. Shout out to our guy, Dion Smith. Shout out to you, Schwan, man. And mile high salute to you all. Until next time, lots of love. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.